Welcome to Explore Self and Soul. My name is Rachel Deegan. I am so excited to have you here with me today. We are going to do some tarot readings, do a little oracle card reading, and then we are going to take that reading and whatever energy and message comes from that to help us create and develop a mantra. That mantra is then going to be utilized in our special time together doing breath work. I'm a certified breathwork facilitator, and I love to be able to teach and bring awareness to your breath and how by doing so allows you to bring so much more power and freedom into who you are individually in whatever you're going through, giving yourself the opportunity to work with your breath by also pulling in this message from Spirit today. It's undeniable on that you're absolutely meant to be here. Take what resonates today. Understand that this is a general reading, so apply the energies where they might fit within your life, but don't also try to fit them into the puzzle if they don't apply to you. What I always just ask for is to give yourself a chance to know that energy is fluid. And so maybe it's not this month or this week that this message applies to you, but maybe it's in 2 months from now. And allow yourself to come with this experience with an open heart and an open mind, simply to see what Spirit has to say. I'm going to cleanse the energy here real quick. Thank you again so much for coming today. I want to ask that if any of this resonates with you as we get into the message, if you really enjoy doing breath work as well, as much as I do, really, then like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, get this message out to more and more people who are meant to hear it, who are meant to be a part of this great awakening that we are all going through together. But for you to be here in this moment, I want to just extend my gratitude. It means so much. Let's see what Spirit has to say. And let's see what messages come through and what mantra we are supposed to utilize for our breathwork session today. Ooh. Okay. We have some things to celebrate. This is lovely. A little bit of this, a similar message as there was last week, but that is perfect because there is something about the energy and about this frequency of this week's message that is meant to give you maybe even a different way to view your life, okay? So there's something to celebrate here. And what I really think that it is the fact that you are starting your transformational journey. That's exactly what we were talking about last week. But the cards are showing me, this is how I'm picking this up. 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups to me is an energy of celebration. It's an energy of just so much love and excitement around life. It also can represent friendships, soul family, just being around people who you love. But underneath of it is the Death card. This was loud and clear in last week's message too about transformation, death and rebirth. So I'm here to tell you congratulations on starting whatever journey it is that you are going through that is creating this change in your life. Ace of Swords is here. Ace of Swords to me is representing clarity. An ace in any kind of reading too is always, and the answer is always yes to any of your questions that come in. So if I don't answer anything specifically, the answer is yes. But I want to tell you that it does come with so much clarity to how it is you want to move about life in a way that is so much more freeing. And it is going to look differently to each and every one of us. Okay, we can't be in this headspace of comparing ourselves and our journeys to other people. Okay, while you're gaining clarity with the Ace of Swords, it can also sometimes representing just overthinking, just being too much in the mind and not enough in the body. And that's exactly what we get to experience with breathwork today based on this message. So we get to get into the body and really, really take in this energy and this vibration in order to see and be a receptor of how moving that powerful breath actually allows you to find more of your inner truth. Seven of Swords is on the table as well. Seven of Swords, what I want to say here is it's not necessarily in this depiction today telling me that there is a like a liar, cheater, stealer in your presence or in your life. Maybe that is for some of you, but this to me is actually representing an exit strategy. So an exit strategy can manifest itself as like leaving a job, divorcing a spouse. It's putting things in line, having an exit strategy that is it comes from a more like conscious place. There's something here that is actually lining up very beautifully, and knowing that you have support and that there is something to celebrate here for the fact that this transformation has allowed you to take those steps to create this exit strategy for yourself and your situation. But that's what the Seven of Swords is representing to me. I also really want to, with how the crows show up in the depictions of this deck, it can oftentimes also just represent outside noise, a lot of like external opinions and views on life, on things, on situations. Maybe you're telling someone that you want to leave your job, and there's a slew of reasons why you shouldn't coming from someone else. Again, it's another projection from someone else's point of view on why you shouldn't leave that job or why you shouldn't leave that person. But that has nothing to do with you. So it's important to take those moments when you feel the way you feel and you're very strong and under, you're very confident in your decision making to move forward in that thought process, not from the other doubts or limits from someone else. You have an ability here to sometimes have one foot in the past and one foot in the present, which is also lining up with what I was just saying a little bit, in the sense that you've got to start to pull yourself out of whatever limits or doubts have been placed upon you in order to move your life in the direction that you want. The Two of Cups, to me in this reading, is telling me that you are being feeded. This is interesting. You are being feeded different messages, different ways of receiving messages. Now that could be like YouTube videos, that could be through Facebook, that could be through any kind of social media, that could be through being in the store 2 aisles down but still hearing a conversation from someone else, and you're picking up audibly these words that start to pertain to your situation. The reason I say these examples is that the Two of Cups in this instance for me is the relationship between you and your higher self. Yes, this could represent love. Absolutely. It could represent a partnership, a companion. Yes, it could. But right now in this moment, it is absolutely the way that your higher self, your intuition, your inner knowing, your own guidance system, how you're starting to pick up these messages that give you an opportunity to weave in however they apply into your situation. So it's very clear that you have more abilities to psychically hear spirit than I think you realize. And I think it's also important to understand how spirit tries to speak to us through other people. And when you do get those other kind of opinions from a negative vibration, that is not spirit. What I'm talking about is that example from the store, right, where you're in an aisle, but two aisles down you hear a conversation, you pick up a word or a phrase from someone that they're talking about, and it fits your life. It's essentially a roundabout way for spirits to get your attention. Okay, and you will have an opportunity or an offer to, what is this opportunity and offer? We might have to dive into this in some clarification cards, but there's something here that may give you an opportunity to learn something new. You might be going to school for something. You might be getting like a certification of some sort. But that can apply in any area, in the sense that if you're creating this exit strategy for yourself because maybe you want to leave your 9 to 5 job and start your own business, well, a certification to then move forward in developing this business is something that maybe you want to establish for yourself. So that's a next step for you. I'll dive in a little bit deeper here, which I'll do now, because I don't think there's anything else on this general message here, but we'll get some clarity here, some clarifying cards. There is definitely improvement in your, like, I want to say your emotional maturity, your emotional intelligence. You are able to really start to ground yourself and ground your emotions, although there is this chaos that surrounds you. So kudos to you, because maybe you don't realize that you do this and that you're improving upon it every single day. But as there is chaos and other people's opinions and projected stories going on around you, you actually know how to fully manage your own emotions and know exactly what you feel is best for you. There's no question about that. So that's a really good sign. And that's a good thing, because we have the Tower on the table. The Tower is an amazing card. It's actually really necessary for us in order to take what life is giving us and turning it into something beautiful. The Tower gives us an opportunity for our structure to crumble, our systems to crumble. And the reason that happens is there's many factors. I mean, this also feels a little bit more on a global scale, just with everything that's going on in our world right now. But in order for us to really make positive change and to transform our life so deeply that it changes the trajectory of who we thought we were supposed to become, and shifts that paradigm completely. It's a catalyst event for us to get there. For example, Spirit's like, tell them your story. So my story is that in 2021, I went to the ER with a health scare. It was not COVID. I had all the tests run up and down for like 6 hours. You know how long they usually take there at the ER. I had just shortness of breath, something going on with my heart and my chest. Did turn out to be some inflammation, which I've always had a problem with, but here's the thing. I was at a point in my life where in my career, I had to make a decision within like the next 3 months, and it was eating at me. I allowed all of that fear and anxiety fester for a very long time because I was on contract and I knew that that was ending soon. So I had to make a decision. I either had to convert out of my contract into a full-time employee at this organization I was with, or move on and be a consultant elsewhere. And I just knew deep down neither of those options were something that I wanted to even be a part of anymore. The stress and the overwhelm and the anxious feelings constantly surrounding me from this corporate environment that I was a part of. And I had been, with some toxic environments previous to that kind of really just, again, it manifested over time, ultimately creating this health issue that I had to overcome. Well, I knew that this health concern was not going to define me. I was not going to allow the pain and the suffering that I was feeling internally, I wasn't going to dwell on that. I was not going to live my life in a way where it was woe is me. Like I was not going to play the victim anymore. Thank the freaking universe, because at the time that I had to make this decision, I had already enrolled to become a breathwork facilitator. That certification program was starting soon. I had already put in all the deposits and all the money and all the things to make it happen. So that was already solidified for me. But I had this lingering just guilt. I had a lot of doubts. I had a lot of just fears. This fear-based mentality of whether or not I made the right decision to do this. Well, when it all comes down to it, I ended up leaving corporate. And as much as I was trying to kind of justify this decision with my family, with my husband, it really, honestly, it didn't matter what they had said to me, because I knew that this was right for me. I made a decision for myself for the first time in 33 years at the time. I was 33. And it was the best decision I could have ever made. Now, through this journey, I actually was sitting back and I was like, okay, husband, give me 90 days. Give me 3 months to figure life out, to just decompress from all of this hyperactivity that my body was really going through. 90 days. You want to know what happened? I was able to be in this freedom, in this liberated energy for just over 2 years. The universe was always providing for us. It wasn't always easy. We were set up financially to some degree, but now we're in a place where, it is what it is. Now I'm back at a full-time job plus doing YouTube. But my point is that it is not out of the cards for you. And it was that catalyst event for my life that ended up transforming me completely into who I am today. I ended up building a complete network of beautiful souls who are in the same spiritual space as I was. And I still have those relationships today. So there's connection that I was longing for. There was deep-rooted healing that needed to happen, which all was able to start and occur the moment that I left corporate. My breathwork certification course happened. I did some more energy related certifications, things like that, which I wouldn't have been able to do had I just kept myself locked in the cubicle of that structure and that system that I thought that I was supposed to be a part of. It's moments like that where there's no question about making the decision to leave, to have this exit strategy that you are going through right now. It's so necessary. And as much as you want to crawl under your covers and stay in bed for years, you can do that, but for a very temporary amount of time, because you are being woken up to pursue something that is of a higher dimensional realm, that whatever it is you choose to move forward to in your purpose, there's a higher meaning. I just feel super lifted by saying this. There's a higher meaning and a purpose behind it. that you don't have to fully understand, but the universe, your spirit guides, whoever, they know. They know the direction. And again, you may be inundated with a lot of negativity surrounding you, but it's important to hold this emotional maturity to know and have discernment on what feelings are yours and what are not. There's mastery here. I'm going to share with you that the devil energy has shown up. This is why, first and foremost, of course, remove the toxic just environments, remove the toxic people out of your life. That's a given. It's also telling me to make sure that your thought processes, while it's totally normal and natural to have a negative thought, it's important in your spiritual awakening, in your spiritual journey, to choose another thought that is of a higher vibration so that you can lift yourself in a way that moves you into a new frequency, into a new upgrade. What I like to describe, and this whole choose again method is something that really hit home for me when I was listening to Gabby Bernstein do a speech or a talk, or it's in one of her books. I'm not sure which place I heard this, but she has this choose again method, which is exactly what I was saying. So you have a negative thought, and it's human nature to have them, but it's the moment that you have the awareness of that thought that you choose again. You choose a different, higher vibrational thought, one that's in more gratitude to your life than dwelling too long in this negative thought process. And I feel like part of spirituality, and to understand really the progress of your journey, is to almost measure how long it takes you to fill the gap between that negative thought and then that other more positive, more grateful thought that you have next, in order to move yourself forward in a higher vibration. So we're trying to fill the gap here in that thought pattern. Okay? That's very loud and clear here as well with the devil energy. Let's see what else is supporting us here today with some oracle cards. Okay. So everything I talked about with the tower is being validated. We have storm warning that's showing up. I'll share it with you in just a second, which I understand why now. Okay. Okay. So this storm warning card also to me just represents the tower. It is a 10 card, number 10. 10s represent endings of cycles. It's time to move on. It's time to move forward. Okay. Again, it's inevitable for these types of catalyst events to happen in our lives because one thing I forgot to mention in my story is that I can't tell you how long I festered on this decision to leave corporate, and it ate at me for so long because I was also scared on what other people were going to think and how it was going to affect my life. All of these things, all of these stories and all of these worries started to present themselves. And it did so for so long that all the while I was coming up with really beautifully creative thoughts and ideas on how to do my business, how to bring breathwork into the world, just things like that. I was lit up. I was excited about all of that. But because I hadn't expressed myself sooner to the management of this company I worked for, the universe really started to nudge and essentially like blow this entire thing up through the message of my body because I hadn't taken my own steps forward, although there were many signs and synchronicities that showed me that. So if you're in this place, you feel really stuck, but you know there's something next. You know that there's an exit strategy that's coming next. Follow your intuition. Follow the feelings in the body if you feel contracted or expanded when you're making decisions. If you have anxiety the moment you know that you are leaving your home for your job and you do not want to go, that is a clear sign something needs to change. And you have to trust yourself that you are so capable of finding something new or doing something completely different. Have faith in that. Have faith in yourself. I feel like there is attachment to the old version of you, to the one that's so familiar that you don't want to leave that comfort zone. What's on this table right now is telling me leave the comfort zone. Detach from that old version of you so that you can step in to so much love and empowerment and confidence within yourself. To know that you are making the step for you. You are choosing you. I'm here to tell you it's okay to choose you. All right? You are the magician. You are the magician. You have to be careful with your thoughts. Okay? This is why it's important for that choose again method, because your thoughts are powerful. What you think, you can create. You might not realize it sometimes, but it's very true. Your thoughts are very powerful. So it's important to keep them as uplifted and in higher frequency. Okay? So that's why working through this choose again method is so important. But the reason I bring up your confidence and your power is because we have the archangel here that's representing your solar plexus chakra. That lives about right here, just above your navel, right? Kind of right in that torso area. But this is where you, the true you, lives. Let's work on that today. This is definitely where Spirit's leading. Oh, I am so sorry. I saw the color on here. It represented more yellow color, but it's actually, I'm glad I looked at this again. It's actually your sacral chakra. So just below that, just below your navel. So it's actually really telling me to find pleasure, joy, fun, be playful again, to bring in this childlike energy again. Okay? But still, do not discount or discredit your own self-worth. Value this entire experience and this entire journey in a way that brings out the essence of you, of the inner child, of someone who's just, wanting to play and wanting to have fun and enjoy life. I know we have to adult sometimes and we have to pay bills and we have mortgages. But it's still important to find those pockets of fun and take advantage of them. Okay? We're going to end on one more final card here just to kind of have this beautiful affirmation line up with today's message, and then we'll get into some breath work. This card says, believing in spiritual guidance gives me certainty and the freedom to keep dreaming, even when I can't yet see the result. I'm going to read that again. Believing in spiritual guidance gives me certainty and the freedom to keep dreaming when I can't yet see the result. This is dead on with everything that I've brought up. While you may feel a certain way, while you may be creating this exit strategy for yourself, you may have plans and dreams and desires, but no, it's not going to happen overnight. Okay? There's work to co-create with the universe in order to develop this life that you want. So even when I can't yet see the results, it's still so important to keep dreaming and keep imagining and keep just understanding that there is so much truth and authenticity in this decision you are creating and making for yourself, and to keep that confidence and that power within you to move forward. You've got this. This is ultimately saying remain in a higher vibration. Do your best to remain in this higher vibration. Yes, we're human. It is going to be a natural part of our egoic mind that wants to cover a lot of this desire and these dreams up with fear. But in the moments of fear, view it through the lens of love. What if you had zero restrictions? What if you had unlimited amounts of money to move forward in this direction that you have in your heart? What would happen? What would that feel like? Feel into the feeling of already having it, okay? Because it's yours. It's yours. It already is yours. You just have maybe some time to sit with yourself, listen to what path you want to go down, and you will be guided there. Okay? All the while coming back to that purpose of yours. You have to trust your instincts. You have to trust this inner guidance. And I know it's a practice. It is a practice. But I really want to encourage you that when you start to feel certain ways about jobs or about people that you surround yourself with, about certain circumstances you are stepping into, if it doesn't feel good in the body, please don't do what I did and wait so long for it to bottle up to become more serious than it actually needed to be. And just verbalize and express yourself and what it is that you want. Okay. We're going to move into breath work. If you haven't done breath work before, that is okay. We're only going to be in a breath pattern for about 3 to 5 minutes here. But it is going to be a very gentle, just a gentle session. Knowing that you are present with you, you're present with your breath. What we're going to do today is a 3-part breath, actually. It's going to be 2 inhales through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. So it looks and sounds like this. Okay. You can use a speed, a depth, a pace that feels good to you. But we'll do a 3-part breath this time around. Today's mantra is really centering around this trust in your higher self. Because this concept of a higher self might be new to some of you. And while you can't see it, know that this part of you, this essence of you, is always with you. It's that beautiful, encouraging thought that you have when, for example, you start something new and you're nervous or scared about it, but there is just this part of you that is encouraging, it is loving, it is pushing you forward. That is the energy of your higher self. So today, our mantra is, I trust in my higher self. Start to embody this beautiful essence of you, because the moment that you do, your vibration will start to rise, which will help you along this entire journey and path that we just discussed. Okay? So if you aren't in a comfortable space right now, if you're surrounded with a bunch of noise, or if you're driving, please pause this and do this part of the video another time. So sorry if you can hear my dog coughing in the background. But what we are going to get started with here is just simply finding a sacred space for you to feel safe and to feel a sense of calm. Once you've done so, I'm going to ask and invite in that you shut down your beautiful eyes, or maybe you have a soft gaze in the room or the space that you are in. But right now, just really get comfortable with who you are, with your natural breath. Do you notice that this natural breath comes more from your shoulders and your upper body, more short and shallow? Or does this breath come more from your belly, from that diaphragm, and it feels more long and loving? There's no need to judge this breath. Just simply be present with you. You have nowhere to go, nowhere to be for these next few minutes. Remembering today that your mantra is, I trust in my higher self. You are fully capable of becoming the person you have always desired. It is now in this moment to find trust in your body to bring resonance to this message. And whenever you're ready, starting that 3-part breath, 2 inhales through the nose and exhale through the mouth. That's it. Moving that breath. Speed up or slow down as the body guides you. It's okay. If there are any physical sensations you feel right now, they're very temporary. Come back to the presence of your breath. Beautiful. It is okay to not be okay sometimes. But as you build this trust with your inner guidance, your higher self, your life can change. It can transform. You can alter your reality in a way that brings you miracles, that brings joy into your life again. Keep that breath, move that breath. You've got it. We're here for a couple more minutes. That's it. You are so safe. You are so supported here in this moment. As you breathe and as you exhale and release, feel into the expansion of your energy. Where within the body is this energy moving? Keep that breath. A few more seconds, you've got this. Where's the body guiding you with this breath? Trusting, knowing that you are loved. Beautiful. And whenever it feels good to be guided to your final exhale, release that breath and move into your natural breath, eyes still closed, simply being present with yourself here and now. Where may you feel the support and that loving energy? If you feel it in your heart space, go ahead and place your hands on your heart. Maybe it's in the heart and in the belly. Place your hands now where you need that support. Come into this moment without any judgment. You are working towards this relationship with yourself on such a deep level. Your inner knowing will never steer you in the wrong direction. Your higher self is here for you. Whenever you're ready, fluttering open those eyes, coming back into the space, back into the here and the now. Thank you so much for this honor to guide you through such a healing modality such as breath work. You may not be feeling much after that breath pattern, but it's okay because your body is doing so much more work internally to resonate itself into that breath than you even realize. It's actually a really beautiful process. Trust in that inner guidance. Trust in how the body is sharing messages with you. Placing your awareness on all aspects of your life from an intuitive place is going to give you a chance to view your life through the lens of love versus the lens of fear. How exciting is that, isn't it? And also, do not forget to have more fun and have more play in your life. Doesn't matter how old or how young you are. Don't forget that you are still this childlike essence as well. Because when you can be fun and playful, your energy, it skyrockets. And the creativity that you can start to develop because of being in that energy, it's undeniable. You know that you are in a place of flow when that happens. And that, my friends, is when your higher self really starts to shine. So thank you again for being here. My name is Rachel Deegan with Explore Self and Soul. If you enjoyed this video, if you like the message that Spirit gave, and thanks again, Spirit, for this message. So appreciate what you have coming through every single week. And if you enjoyed breath work, if you're starting to get used to that, it's so much fun to be able to guide and lead in breath, even for a short while. But if as going through this process together, if you liked it, please like this video, please share it, subscribe to the channel. We are here together. We are in this together. And I want you to know that I am here to support you in whatever way you need. So do not hesitate to reach out. But I would love so much and appreciate so much the ability for you to share this with someone who you think could utilize this message and this breath pattern to really, really help them in their lives. So until next week, everyone, I'll see you then.